Just kind of introductory. I'll just dub it in. So, so in addition, well, as I told you, I got rid of my student loans. I did it for myself first through the old third party debt collector letter, which was a long letter, had a lot of legalese in it, and it worked. It was effective. But then after a while, it was kind of tough for people to get it done. It was taking longer. All right, so let's go into the strategies. First, we need to know who is a debt collector. Under the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, a debt collector generally is a person or a company that regularly collects debts owed to others, usually when those debts are past due. So, most student loans, I would say about 99% of them are never collected by the person who you took the loan out with at the school. If you could even remember because when you were in school, you was just signing paperwork. You don't know who the bank was. You don't remember that. All you know, you needed to get that money in so you could start your classes. How many people remember the actual bank? If you have problems, turn your back on them. Turn away from them. Stop looking at the problem and look away to the solution. Too many times we spend a lot of time saying things like, this ain't right. Why? Why? Okay, it's happening. Once you accept it, okay, I'm in the middle of this. I'm in the middle of this line then. Let me not be so concerned with this bad situation and be more concerned with how I'm thinking and saying, okay, this is done. This is taken care of. I'm away from this. I can handle this. Everything's gonna be good. What's the alternative? Well, that's wishful thinking. That's fantasizing. Well, before something happens to you, it's a fantasy, good or bad. It's an idea. You haven't anticipated, oh, if this bad's gonna happen. It hasn't actually happened to you yet. You have an idea that it will be bad, and you choose to participate anyway, and it becomes bad because you already had determined that to be bad. You are right. Yes, if you say something is bad, it is bad. But if you say something is good, it is good according to your faith, according to your belief. Things are measured out to you. When you have problems, and they could be extreme, that is a great opportunity for you to really practice transcending that situation and work out not allowing it to bring you down consciously. That's the mission. That's the mission, to be able to navigate all of the challenges of this world that it may bring you and still be able to walk over it like Christ walked on water. Still be able to allow yourself to be sacrificed for the good of mankind. I'm not saying go, allow people to nail you to a stake or anything like that. What I'm saying is, spiritually, even though these people, you might feel on from a fleshly level that they deserve condemnation, you cannot condemn. Because once you don't allow yourself to pass judgment on them for their wrongdoing, and you look at it as simply as, forgive them, Father, they know not what they do. And honestly, so people are so indoctrinated into the opposer mindset, into the devil mindset, that what they do, although it may be wrong to some and most people, they really don't see it as wrong. They really can't see it because their mind is so clouded in that vibration that in that world they feel justified. You just so happen to be a casualty of their ignorance to their true divinity. Sometimes we want things to happen and we keep worrying, is it gonna happen? It's gonna happen. Do you know you're holding it back just by seeing in your mind that it's not there yet? So you're gonna get more not there yet, meaning you must already be living the experience or feeling the experience of which you desire. You must have that. That must be already in you, ready. So when it does show up in the physical, you're just making a connection to what you already manifested in your thoughts. You see, the physical is lagged out, meaning it's got lag. Everything that you're experiencing, what you're doing right now, it comes from the ideas of your mind, and you're experiencing those thoughts. You send forth these desires, these thoughts. I'll mute that. I had it muted in a couple of places. All right. Peace. I hope everybody's doing good. Everybody's doing great. Let me just check my monitor here. Yeah, we good over there. All right. I gotta check. I'm a one-man band here. All right. How y'all doing? It's Sunday, September the 1st. Wow. Ninth month of the year. It's already time to plan for the yearly ritual, the prosperity ritual. I'm gonna, you know what? Let me write it down. Let me write this down to plan something for that ritual. Like, do something. Get out of the house this time. I know I said it last year, but then I wait so long, so I need to really put something together. It's gonna be in the North Carolina areas wherever I do this thing. So if y'all want to show up, if y'all got any ideas, y'all wanting to donate to the cause, let me know. And I'll put something together so we can all fellowship on that evening. Make it a hindsight radio event. I used to do that years ago, but now, I hadn't done it in a while. So let's see. We got a few people on. Lake and Apo. Peace, peace to the gods. Much light to all. In La Vida says peace. Thank you for the support. Those of you listening online, thumbs it up. We got 7 thumbs up, 7 people listening. Good. I like that. It's even with how many people are showing up online. Like, people hear me say stuff like, "Oh, that's you don't get a lot of people on." I don't worry about stuff like that. Why? It's irrelevant because at the end of the day, my needs are always met, regardless of how many people. See, if you put in your mind that I don't have a lot of this and I don't have a lot of that, you'll be focused on that and not the mission. See, my mission is to uplift you on a weekly basis. That's what my mission is. My mission is not to see how many people are liking what I have to say. The messages I share, they come from a divine place and I issue them. Now, whoever's listening, they listen. Whoever's not listening, they weren't meant to hear me talk about this. Of course, we all have the idea we want a lot of people to follow us, but where does that idea come from? Why is it necessary to have a lot of people following you? What is it for? You just want followers to have followers? Because other people got a lot of followers. You'll go to other channels. This guy's got 500,000 followers. Wow. That's great. But what message is he sending out? What is his mission? Or it's her mission? Let me just be fair. Let me put everybody in there. What's the message? Their message is their business. That's what it is, right? That's their business. And people tend to flock to that, whatever they like, right? And people are going to like you. But what happens when you stay consistent with your message? You're going to get, slowly but surely, all of the people that like your message. Sometimes we try to fit the narrative of what the trend is. What is the trend? The trend is this. The trend is that. And next you're chasing trends and not even on your purpose or on your message. And how do you feel after that? Do you feel like you're really accomplishing something? Because I feel like I'm accomplishing something when I speak messages like this. I feel because these messages, I've said this before, are really for me to remind me where I need to be, not so much to uplift anyone else. I'm uplifting myself because if I uplift myself, then I can uplift someone else. It's like they always tell you this on a plane. Put your life vest on before you put someone else's on. That's the goal. The goal is to put your spiritual life vest on, to get your mind right, to get your life right. And through that, people become uplifted, motivated, because you are showing an example of what it looks like to go through things, to allow yourself to be put through different trials and tribulations and come out on top. And from there, the crowd follows. See, Christ, when he walked, he had a crowd, right? Why? Because his message was different. He was really teaching people how, showing him through how he was healing, that they could heal themselves, which they weren't hearing that message from the religious leaders of that time. The message that they were getting from the religious of that time: you need to come to us. You know, the only way you're going to understand God is you got to talk to me. Basically, come pay me, do whatever, give me reverence and give me the high praise, and then maybe you'll be blessed by that. And they still do that today in the churches. They give us our tithes, and we'll play some music to love you, to hypnotize you to sleep, give you some really good gospel to chant and jump around to feel good in that moment, which is great. I like listening to some of the gospel songs. They're very uplifting. But is it really changing your mind? Because if you listen to some of these gospel songs, a lot of them are programming you to stay stuck, to look in the sky for your savior instead of looking within yourself, where the savior has always been within you. So today's topic is at your command. And it comes out of my book, The Neville Goddard Collection. And it's on page 10. It comes out of that. Everything's at your command. You have the ability, you have been given the divine know-how, knowledge from before you was even conceived in your mother's womb. That being formed in your mother's womb was another form of from your previous existence. That's all it was. It was just a step into another realm of knowledge and understanding. So that means that you have what you call infinite wisdom, divine wisdom. But how come you don't know that? How come you lost that knowledge? Well, it's simple, because the simple process of how we're born and we come into this world through how we've allowed governmental structures to structure our interests into this realm from the divine portal of our mother. They have, what's the word? Um they have tainted it, that process. They have made it a it's the word, I can't grab the word, but they made it a bad experience. They gave your mother all of these man-made chemicals to take, which they call prenatal prescriptions, that supposedly help bring you to term healthy. But let's define healthy. What did y'all ever realize that healthy in the P world, the PPHAR world? I don't want to say the word outright. It has a different meaning. Healthy in that world means we're just going to treat you and do no more harm than the illness you already have. We're not here to cure, get rid of it. We're here to make you more comfortable with your illness. It's not healing. So that's the definition of health. See, that's where we assume that they're trying to help. These things are trying to make us healthy. And if I'm wrong and if I'm not right, go look in your medicine cabinet. You've been taking these medicines for how long and you still got the same problem and they keep getting worse. But I just think on that for a second. Meditate on that. Just right there. See, in God's world, what God has created, he has created ways to get rid of things. Processes and systems are in place in the divine world for you to get rid of things. I'm a little off topic, but let me get back. Um, Everything you have or will have is at your command. You have the power. You have the choice to believe that or not to believe that. And see, and that's what Christ was trying to show him. You have the power. You are the power. I'm just showing you. See, he had to come in this physical form to perform these great acts, these miracles, what we call miracles, which is really a normal thing for anybody of a divine nature. Those things are normal. But it's abnormal to people who think that they don't have that power. See, I've had this conversation with a couple of people and said this same thing. What's up is down and what's down is up. Let me take a swig on this one, what I'm about to say, because this might blow this is what I'm about to say is going to defy all of your senses of what you think you know. Take it again. Whoa. Now I can talk. It had to burn. I will tell you what we'll get to at your command in a second. Well, after I tell you this. If I'm a con artist, if I'm trying to trick you, what is the job of a con artist in order to trick you into doing what he wants or she wants? Just to be fair, let's include everyone because there's women con artists and there's men con artists, right? If I'm trying to divert your attention in order to fool you, I have to put your attention on something else so you can look away from where the truth really lies, right? Think about that. Think about that before I say my next words. Think about that for a second. Just think about it. If I'm trying to trick you, I have to make you look somewhere else. I have to make you look for whatever you want somewhere else and make you think it's there when it's really not there. And I have to continuously and repeatedly point you in the wrong direction. Right? So let's go to the theology of today. Where do they say God lives? In heaven, right? He's up above. He's out there. He's over there. He's everywhere else. He's above you, looking way off. Some of y'all might already catch where I'm going. And I'm gonna go back to something I just said. What's up is down and down is up. What's left is right and what's left what's right is left. Everything's opposite. So we're living in a mirror image world. Well, if you understand that, then you look at everything. You start to see, wait a minute. Maybe where the gods of the old world or the world that they talk about in the Bible was never up above anywhere. Maybe they was down below, what they call hell. Or let me just be more specific. Maybe those depths of those waters that they can't reach because the pressure is too hard, that they can't really get to. Maybe there's something too. Maybe that's outer space or under space or the underworld. Maybe the underworld is where the truth is, and this upper world that they've been talking about and always pointed you in a direction might be the trick. I know. Somebody said, Akeem, he just lost his mind. What is he drinking? Okay. It's just a thought. It's a thought. It's something to think about. You have to see, in order to really get to the truth, you got to sift everything that you've been taught, everything from the beginning. You got to sift it. You don't have to believe what I just said or take it for God or whatever. Just think about it. You've always been pointed in one direction and you've been looking at it and ain't seen a damn thing. It's just imagination. It's just a figment of your imagination. What might be out there? Let me tell y'all something. Y'all don't know how deep the treachery of the illusions that's been painted for you. Y'all don't, y'all. If y'all see, some of us can handle this, and some of us just won't want to handle this or deal with anything like this. Maybe let me just one more thing, and I'm gonna get back to the subject. This body you see that you call you is, and I've said this before, a biological suit. This is not the real you. The real you doesn't even weigh that much. It's just it has a small weight to it. But see, what we think is small is really big. Remember? What we call big is really small. I know I'm twisting your mind right now. I know I'm really yanking you out of this, snatching you out of this matrix with what I'm saying. See, when we look for what's big, it's really the small thing. But when we look for the small thing, that really is the big thing. Okay? And there's one more dilemma I came across, but today is not the day to talk about it. Answer said no. Don't drop that on them. That will really be the example of what the Matrix shows. Some we can't pull out some adults because they just can't handle it. If I go to this other epiphany, other divine knowledge that just hit me, the big test that we really going through in this plane. But let's move on. Let's stem it. Okay. At your command. And I'm going to start reading out of this here. The Neville Goddard collection. It says, can man decree a thing and have it come to pass? Most decidedly he can. Man has always decreed that which has appeared in his world and is today decreeing that which is appearing in his world and shall continue to do so as long as man is conscious of being man. And I want to include the women. They already say man. It's woman and man. Okay? Not one thing has ever appeared in woman and man's world, but what woman and man decreed that it should. This you may deny, but try as you will, you cannot disprove it. But this decreeing is based upon a chainless principle. You do not command things to appear by your words or loud affirmations, such vain repetition is more often than not confirmation of the opposite. Decreeing is ever done in consciousness. That is, every man is conscious of being that which he has decreed himself to be. So let me just break that down. See, we think we can write down affirmations, scream them out, do all of that. That isn't that what the preachers were doing or the priests were doing back then, running around doing their ritualistic prayers and their rosaries, their beads and stuff like and making nothing happen. The consciousness is the author, it's the God of all things that manifest in the physical. What you think deep down into your mind, in your consciousness, is what is bringing forth what you see right now. I could read all of this good stuff, but if my mind has not changed, if my consciousness is still polluted, I'm only going to get a polluted result. Simple. It's that simple, but yet very hard to comprehend and perceive and actually put it into work and action. Yes, it's a challenge because you have so many things working against you, and the number one thing that's working against you is letting go what you think is an original idea from what you believe, which really is someone else's idea and belief that you have adopted and contracted with and holding on to. You won't let it go. I say this all the time. People do not want to hear when I tell them, you got to cut some friends off if you really want to go to the next level. I don't care how much you love these friends and like these friends. Some of them have to be cut. You have to limit your association. If you're trying to accomplish big things and change things, and these particular friends are not on that wavelength, then they are a detriment to your progress. But everybody thinks and believes that they can be the one that beat the odds. And from my experience and from what I've seen, I've seen people actually go backwards. Let me let me drop something on you real quick. Think about where you are right now. Like in this moment. Like right now, where are you? Some of you might be really good and are manifesting what you desire right now. But then I can guarantee large majority is not, because that's the way of the world, right? The world is constantly producing dysfunctional manifestations and then blaming it on something else and don't want to see that it's them that's manifesting that, right? Think about where you are right now. And if you're in a place where you don't want to be, look at everybody you've been talking to and associating with. And I'm telling you, reevaluate your association because I you got people who claim to be friends but really not your friends. There's people who actually remember I just talked about consciousness. You could say and claim, I love you, you my friend, you my homeboy, you my home girl, and we good, we that. But in their deepness of their mind, they really jealous and they hate you. They don't like you. They don't like you because the light you're shining forth is in contradiction to who they are and who they want to be. And they are jealous of you. And their thought processes, when you start sharing all of your acting, what you want to do and all that, they're thinking, and they're not showing you in the face. They got a smile on their face, but in their mind, they're thinking, I hope that don't work out. Or they're saying things like that. That's not gonna work out. Or they get turned off. See, if you're spiritually in tune, you'll pick these things up. You'll pick up these undertones of people's attitudes towards your power that you're trying to put forth. And that energy, because you're connected to it, will manifest in your world because you have adopted
and accepted the contract of that friendship. So once you accept that friendship, you accept everything that go with it, all the energy that go with it. Okay. So you know who's really in your corner by who clicks that button and go watch your content. Who puts a comment on your board. You know who's really for you. See the people that's really for you ain't out there yelling and screaming and cheering. They're the ones who secretly in their mind say, man, I hope that really works out for them. But you're not talking to them. You're avoiding those people because sometimes people like that are normally truth tellers, meaning they're going to tell you straight up with no chaser what the real deal is. And most people are running from that. They want they want to go to the cheap club that waters down their drinks and they'll pay for that to have a good time. See, these are the people that are distractions. Oh, let's go over here. Let's go hang out here. Let's look at this. Let's look at that. But never once will they mention to you, man, let's go figure out how we can make ourselves better people. Let's go figure out how to make us. If you're a money person and money is on your mind all the time, they will never come to you. Know what they'll suggest? You know, right now you need a job because you doing bad right now. They'll suggest that. You need to go clock in somewhere because you know your finances looking bad. That'd be the best thing. And then you know what? You know, then you could work on your gift or your purpose. Mm. I know I'm hitting some. I know right now I just stepped on somebody's big toe because this thing is deep, and you have to protect your consciousness at all cost. Listen to what people are saying to. Listen to the situation carefully with discernment. Let the spirit tell you what the message is. Don't let your carnal mind trick you. The spirit always said, wait, whoa, what did this person just say? This is not where I'm leading you. This is not where the God in me is leading you. This person is leading you back to the hell of going somewhere every day, clocking in, bop, 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 and don't like what you're doing. No, let's get back to the message. Decreeing is ever done in consciousness. That is, every man is conscious of being that which he has decreed himself to be. The dumb man, without using words, is conscious of being dumb. Therefore, he is decreeing himself to be dumb. When the Bible is read in this light, you will find it to be the greatest scientific book ever written. Instead of looking upon the Bible as the historical record of an ancient civilization or the biography of unusual life of Jesus, see it as a great psychological drama taking place in the consciousness of man. So it's saying personify the Bible as if it's you. Put yourself in those situations. Think on what it's saying. Stop thinking that it's some old guy, some old characters that did this and that. Go, you see what I'm saying? Claim it as your own, and you will suddenly transform your world from the barren deserts of Egypt to the promised land of Canaan. So your world becomes what you believe, what you think. And see, and this is what, remember I told you I dropped that bomb on you that maybe heaven is somewhere else other than where they've been saying it is. See, the world wants you to believe that it's the external thing that's the cause of the things in your life. It's your husband, it's your wife. They're the problem. They're the stress in your life. See, I'm going to kill that fallacy right now. There's other people out in the world that will say the same thing your husband and wife is saying right now. And you will casually believe it or not believe it, but it don't really make a big deal with it. Say you'll walk away from that calm, cool, and collected and say, man, the hell with them. Right? But soon as someone really close to you say that same thing, you get offended. What happened there? What happened? You chose in that situation where they were strangers to not react, and you chose in this situation where they're not strangers to react. So who is really causing you stress? Who is really causing you and bringing you peace? Huh? At your command. You are bringing you peace and you're bringing yourself hell at your command by the choice you choose to, how you choose to react to the things that happen externally. Here's the thing. Hold on. Nose feel like I want to sneeze. Here's the thing. Your choices on how you react to the things outside of you, and you disobey, or you what do you call? You not accept what's happening outside of you as something being the result of what happened inside of you, is the struggle. The Bible speaks of struggling with things in high places. It's the struggle with the things that are unseen that's keeping you the problem. You don't want to accept that physical manifestation of that thing you're dealing with, that situation, that person is the manifestation of your own thoughts. Those difficult situations, it's at your command. So I can look at a situation and choose to be pissed off about it and raise my blood pressure, get all out of whack. Or I at my command and say, be like Jesus walking on water. Oh, that's just what it is right now. Accept it and be thankful for it. Oh, I'm thankful for this. Oh, Hakeem, you want me to be thankful for these bad things? What if somebody cheated on me? What if somebody lied to me? What if somebody stole from me? Be thankful. Why? Why should you be thankful? Why? Be thankful, hey man, because they just showed you who they really are. They made your job easy. Now you can say, oh, this is what this person is capable of doing. I don't appreciate what they did, but this is what they're showing you who they are. And now you get to choose what you want to do with that. Accept it, forgive them, move on, or not accept it, or accept it, still accept it, but then stay there or whatever. You have choices. And with every choice comes a consequence of you, what you're going to have to deal with. Y'all realize that the more challenges you meet in life, the more wisdom you gain from it, the more strength you gain. In order for me to make big muscles, I got to continuously stress them out, make them tired, make them hurt. Ah, ah. I got to do all of that to get big muscles. That's life. You got to go through some things. You got to go through Jesus said, you will suffer as I suffer. Your spiritual muscles must be strengthened. It ain't going to be strengthening you, everybody you getting along with. That you go, because you're avoiding progress. You're avoiding elevation. You're avoiding unraveling till you get to that final truth of what you're really here for. That's why people stuck in certain zones, because they won't allow themselves to push past a certain point. So if you walked a mile today, you need to try to walk a mile and a half tomorrow. If you walk 2.5 miles, try to mark 2 miles the next day. Just giving you an examples. As you get bigger, stronger, let me push it to the max the next day. And as you do that little over time, same thing with YouTube. You guys are coming up with all ideas of making money. Promote, 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 promote. Put it out there. I don't care how good the video is. I don't care how the sound is. Put it out there. See, no one has yet to prove me wrong. And I mean, these ideas come from people who are very successful, that you have to put out some crappy stuff in order to be successful. You have to make mistakes. You have to fail in order to be successful. It's mandatory. So why are you avoiding it? Get it out the way now so that you can get to your success. But see, as long as you avoid failure, you will never be successful. Because in order to avoid failure, you got to do nothing. Right. Doing nothing means you will never. And that's a failure right there. There's a mind twister. Claim it as your own, and you will suddenly transform your world from the barren deserts of Egypt to the promised land of Canaan. I read that. Everyone will agree with the statement that all things were made by God, and without him, there's nothing made that is made. But what man does not agree upon is the identity of God. See, they told you God over there, up there, but never told you God was right there looking you, staring you in the face. You hearing yourself. It's God. I know. Some of y'all say that's blasphemy. I say it's blasphemy to think anything else. I mean, let's compare notes. Let's compare lives. Okay, let's compare. My thinking gets me what I get. Your thinking gets you what you get. Let's compare notes. Let's see if I'm off here. I don't have to prove anything to you. But everyone will agree with this statement that all things are made by God. Without him, there is nothing made that is made. But what God does not agree with is what man does not agree upon is the identity of God. All the churches and priests of the world disagree as to the identity, true nature of God. The Bible proves beyond the shadow of the doubt that Moses and the prophets were in 100% accord as to the identity and nature of God. And Jesus' life and teachings are in agreement with the findings of the prophets of old. Moses discovered God to be man's awareness of being when he declared these little understood words: I am hath sent me unto you. David sang in his Psalms, be still and know that I am God. Isaiah declared, I am the Lord and there's none else. There's no God beside me. I girded thee, thou thus hast not known me. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. And that's actually in the Bible. That's in Isaiah. So it's saying God creates peace and evil. Isn't that what you've been doing all your life? 1 minute you're peaceful and 1 minute you got problems. Why? God did it. You did it. It's right here. Right? Your decisions did it. No one else did it. Oh, this person I got with they lie, they do that. No, your decision to be with that person did it. You chose to experience that. You chose that experience for a reason. Maybe it was to strengthen you and calming down something inside of you that needed to work through difficulties in order to not be swayed or moved to anger or outbursts of anger. You know, that's a beautiful thing when you get to that place. When someone does something crazy and you just sit there and you just as calm about it, at peace with it. Not that you accept it as a thing that you want to be in your life, but you have accepted that this is all this person can present me right now. This is who they are. Has nothing, no reflection on me and what type of person I am. This is what they want to present. This is their choice, and let them be free. But be free over there with your nonsense. But be free and be okay. See, the issue is we be like, "Oh, you did something wrong. You need to change that." No, you don't offer any type of thing that you to change anybody. They need to come up with that idea for themselves. The only person that needs to change, I need to change me. I need to change atmosphere. I need to change my position. I need to change where I am in this situation. Because if it's not delivering to me my highest good, my highest form, I wouldn't even say good, my highest form of consciousness, then I don't need to be in it. I don't need to be involved in it. But here's the paradox. Here's the other thing. Those really bad, difficult things, whether it be situational things, you people really deliver you your highest form of consciousness. Think about it. Most people who reached this level of what they call guruship, they went through some really extreme problems that got them there. Like they saw this, they looked at it, they transcended, and now they're speaking worldwide on how to level up your consciousness. In order to get there, they had to go through things. I was like, things I was going, man, I don't know, why am I going through this? Instead of asking, why am I going through this? Ask the question, what level of consciousness is this raising me to right now? Is it raising me to a consciousness of hate, depression, or am I gonna allow it to raise my consciousness of forgiveness and moving on and not taking it personal? That's the key. Don't take these things personal, like as if that person is personally attacking you, even though it might look like that. They're operating out of some force within them based on their perceptions of things while they're reacting like that. And it's your job to discern that. And how you defeat it, first thing, don't allow it to change you and who you are. What is out in Philippians? And this is where you can really command your thoughts. And this is scripture. I've read this plenty of times before. It says, keep on rejoicing in the Lord at all times. Let's make that personal. Keep on rejoicing in the God in you at all times, no matter what the situation is. I will say it again. Keep on rejoicing. Let your gracious attitude be known to all people. Let your appreciation, your grace, no matter what you're going through, don't go run around. Oh, this person did this and blah, 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 blah. You see, speaking on the evil, because you only make that grow. The Lord is near. The God in you is near. It's right there in you. Never worry about anything. It said anything. It didn't say, oh, don't worry about this, but if that come up, worry about it. It said, don't worry about anything, no matter what it is you going through. Where was I? Never worry about anything. Instead, in every situation, let your petitions be made known to God through prayers and requests and thanksgiving. So it says prayers, requests, thanksgiving. So you must sit there mentally, go into the depths of your mind and pray on it. Make your request. And what should that request be? That I remain in a state of thanksgiving. Being thankful. Hey, this situation, wow, this is crazy, but I think, but hey, there's something great coming out of this. Then God's peace, which goes far beyond anything we can imagine, will guard your hearts and minds in union with the Messiah, Jesus. It says, be in union, me meaning be in the Christ mindset. Where what did Christ go through? He healed a lot of people, went out there and showed them was the example, and they still went after him. That's what's gonna happen. They're gonna still try to come at you and break your spiritual walls down. But you got to still be in Thanksgiving. Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is fair, whatever is pure, whatever is acceptable, whatever is commendable, if there is anything of excellence, and if there is anything praiseworthy, keep thinking about these things. See, it says keep thinking, but at all costs, do not shift to a negative mindset. Likewise, keep practicing these things. So it's a practice. You got to practice it. What you have learned, received, heard, and seen in me, then God of peace will be with you. You have to practice it. You can't just say it. You got to put it all together and practice. On the day when you catch yourself going off, oh, wait a minute, I'm off. Let me bring it back. The awareness of being as God is stated hundreds of times in the New Testament. To the name but a few, I am the shepherd, I am the door, I am the resurrection and the life, I am the way, I am the Alpha and Omega. Yes, you're the beginning and the end of all your problems. I am the beginning and the end. I didn't even know I was going to say that. Whom do you say that I am? It is not stated. I, Jesus, am the door. I, Jesus, am the way. Nor is it said, whom do you say that I, Jesus, am? It is clearly stated, I am the way. The awareness of being is the door through which the manifestations of life pass into the world of form. So your awareness has to be on point in order for you to manifest the things you really want. Consciousness is the resurrecting power, resurrecting that which man is conscious of being. Man is ever out picturing that which he is conscious of being. This is the truth and makes man free, for man is always self imprisoned or self freed. So either you're mentally putting yourself in a prison or you're mentally bringing yourself freedom. It's all start with the I am, me. If you, the reader, will give up all your former beliefs in a God apart from yourself and claim God as your awareness of being, as Jesus and the prophets did, you will transform your world with the realization that I and my Father are one. As I was reading this, I was thinking of that very phrase, and it was there. You know, this is my first time reading this, and I didn't read this before I started. This statement, I and my Father are one, but my Father is greater than I, seems very confusing. But if interpreted in the light of what we have just said concerning the identity of God, you will find it very revealing. Consciousness being God is as Father. The thing that you are conscious of being is the Son bearing witness of his Father. It is like the conceiver in his conceptions. The conceiver is ever greater than his conceptions, yet ever remains one with his conception. For instance, before you are conscious of being man or woman, you are yet conscious of being. Then you become conscious of being man or woman, yet you remain as conceiver greater than your conception, man or woman. Jesus discovered this glorious truth and declared himself to be one with God, not a God that man has fashioned, for he had never recognized such a man. He said, if any man should ever come saying, look here or look there, believe them not, for the kingdom of God is within you. Heaven is within you. Therefore, when it is recorded that he went unto his Father, it is telling you that he rose in consciousness to the point where he was just conscious of being, thus transcending the limitations of his present conception of himself called Jesus. In the awareness of being, all things are possible, he said. You shall decree a thing, and it shall come to pass. So just to take my last word, that was small but powerful. Just to kind of like reinforce what this is saying. The symbolism of the Christ crucifixion. See, we look at it as a more physical. They tortured him, they lied, they did all these things. But when in your life, you're not going through that right now. A lot of us are going through that right now in a more symbolic way where people treat you unfairly. Even do you notice the good people who try to do good things to people are the ones who get this punishment or get this treatment. The mere act of being good to people brings on this desire, like it's like an undertone, this spirit of we need to kill that energy because the world is really operating off selfishness and every man for himself. So when someone comes along like Christ, and when you come along like Christ, and you're trying to deliver yourself to people and be of service to them, it's going to trigger that spirit to come after you, to make you a spiritual sacrifice. See, the whole idea of Christ was to show you that. So they went to the extreme that he was put up on a torture stake for the world to see. And what was that? Oh, he's really not God's son. He's really not God. He really doesn't have any power because if he had power, he called down the angels. But what was the purpose? Was his purpose was to seek revenge against all those who did him wrong? No, his purpose was to transcend, to allow them to do him wrong and put them on display for the carnal, the unspiritual people, the people caught up in the physical world to look like they won when they really lost. But he won because he was able to transcend, to walk over the sea of those consciousness and rise above it. Even though they thought they killed him, they actually resurrected him to a higher consciousness. So that's what happens when you transcend all it. You shift from this physical world of thinking, how everybody thinks, into a higher level of consciousness that when you see these things, it doesn't move you. You become what you call the yin and the yang. You become balanced. That it doesn't phase you. You begin, but see, remember, you begin to walk on water. When what does water represent? People. You walk over the sea of those, rise above those lower consciousness. Not to be better, to see I'm better than them, but to show them that they can be up there with you. That's why Peter said, let me walk like you. Let me do that thing you doing. That looks dope. Man, what you doing out there, Christ? Let me get out there. But, he wasn't quite trained yet. He still was allowing the people to pull him down to their level. And this is why I go right back to the point I made. That no one's proven. You keep in association with these mindsets that you believe are on your side or tend to be. You have to really pay attention. What are they promoting to you in your life? What are they doing? If you don't want to be a person who works 9 to 5 and you want to build your own business, you shouldn't be working with a bunch, like really spending a lot of time with people who have jobs. Not that you're better than them, because that energy, what they do, is going to attach to you, and you're going to be right there with them. You're going to become like them. Not that that's a bad or wrong thing to do. It's just that, isn't that what you don't want? So why are you hanging out with what you don't want? Why are you doing that? I mean, I'm not saying, discard them out of your life. Just, hey, talk, hey, how you doing? Boom, boom. But keep it in, someone actually brought this to my attention. You can make this demarcation in your consciousness that, yeah, this is what they're doing, but I ain't doing that. And have that conviction. If I be lifted up in the consciousness, naturalness of the thing desired, I will draw the manifestation desire unto me. But he states, no man comes unto me save the Father within me draws him, and I am my Father one. So in order to manifest, you have to become like the Christ. You have to think like the Christ. Let's go. I'll save the rest of this for another time because we are already at 11 o'clock. But I think I made my point for the day, and I also gave you that thought about where's really heaven. Where does God reside? With that thought of everything is the opposite, it really calls into question just about everything you're dealing with. Let me drop this on you, and I'll let y'all go. Just leave y'all hanging, and y'all think about it. The Bible always referred to God as a man. Okay, that's enough. I know some of y'all brothers like, what are you talking about? Now, just think about it. It's something. In order to unravel truths, you got to be able to go to those places that most people don't want to go with their thought process. You got to toss it up and sift it, and there the truth will show you what the truth is. All right. I think I think I made it. Let's see. Let me go through the comments and then I'll let y'all enjoy this September 1st. Okay, later on today, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Eastern Standard Time, I'll be talking about the name change. I didn't send out an email yet. I will send out an email. So it'll be on Telegram. So please join the Telegram channel. Or if you're not on my email list, go to akiemel.com. Akiemel.com and sign up. But I'll put the Telegram link right there. There it is. Yep. Somebody says, allow your own light to shine to inspire others to do the same. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, the viewership doubled. So we got 14 people on. Hey, hit the like. 14 people, please. Thank you. Hit that like. I like to even out the likes. Y'all ain't get no drama over here. All right. All right. With that being said, I am going to bid you guys a good rest of your day, prosperous. Think about your money. If you want more money, just see that money. You need 10 grand. Hey, see yourself already having that 10 grand in your hand. Look at your hand. There's 10 grand there. Look at your bank account. There's 10 grand there. Now, and connect that consciousness, like believe it. Go into fantasy land. Or I don't, whatever you need to do, it will manifest itself. Close your eyes. Go into that secret place, that secret room. That means the depths of your consciousness. That's the secret place where no one can get there. No one has room in your depths of your consciousness unless you let them in. Do y'all realize y'all be letting people into your consciousness? Somebody do something, and you be thinking about that person all day and what they did, and you just allow them in. They done moved on to something else. They ain't even remember what they did. They may not even know. You just gave them a ticket to own your consciousness, then to own your mood. Remember, everything that's happened to what you're thinking about is just a replay of what happened. And if you wasn't there 100%, you don't know exactly what happened. You just have an idea what happened, and you're replaying it like a broken movie, and just replaying it. And they want to doing something else, whatever that might be. And here you replaying, causing yourself to suffer. How about replaying your prosperity over and over again? How about replaying that? Because if you keep replaying that other stuff, that's all it's going to keep doing is showing up. Play what this scripture says. Whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is fair, whatever is pure, whatever is acceptable, whatever is commendable. If there's a person that's not living that, then you need to what do you exercise them out of your thoughts. And once you exercise them out of your thoughts, then they exercise out of your life. Exercise that. Do not allow what people do to you to remain a part of you through your consciousness. Your consciousness is too precious and powerful to allow that, because as soon as you let it in, it's boom, it's a cat out the bag, and you just causing more drama on yourself, inflicting yourself pain. No, he did it. No, you chose to take that pain in, and that person hurt me. No, they didn't. They just did whatever they did over there. You hurt yourself by taking offense to it and putting in your consciousness as it's a problem and repeating the play over and over again. There it is. With that being said, peace. Thank you for the thumbs up. I see y'all got it up. There it is. Peace, prosperity, and extreme wealth to all. You guys have a good rest of your Sunday. I will see you tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern time on Consultation Monday. You can get your questions in. Go to akiemel.com, sign up so you can get the emails and all the alerts and everything. You can even send me a question by email and I'll answer it on the air. And make sure you put a note, hey, this is a question to be answered on the air. If you actually want to talk to me one-on-one, akiemel.com, my schedule is there. Schedule a consultation and we can talk, whether it be about some debt, some problems you got, or you just want to chop it up on spiritual things. If you need help on thinking spiritually, transcending, those consultations for that too. All right, peace, prosperity.
When you have problems, and they could be extreme, that is a great opportunity for you to really practice transcending that situation and work out not allowing it to bring you down consciously. That's the mission. That's the mission, to be able to navigate all of the challenges of this world that it may bring you and still be able to walk over it like Christ walked on water. Still be able to allow yourself to be sacrificed for the good of mankind. I'm not saying go allow people to nail you to a stake or anything like that. What I'm saying is spiritually, even though these people, you might feel from a fleshly level that they deserve condemnation, you cannot condemn. Because once you don't allow yourself to pass judgment on them for their wrongdoing, and you look at it as simply as, forgive them, Father, they know not what they do. And honestly, so people are so indoctrinated into the opposer mindset, into the devil mindset, that what they do, although it may be wrong to some and most people, they really don't see it as wrong. They really can't see it because their mind is so clouded in that vibration that in that world they feel justified. You just so happen to be a casualty of their ignorance to their true divinity.